look good for you, does it? Oh no!
Would you take
Looks
it
like
serious?
cancer's all over your body. Ah, crikey, mate! That's gonna be a tough one to explain to the family. Oh, quick! There's a lizard. I'm gonna go catch it. Ah!
Hey, something's burning, something's burning, something's burning.
Something already burning?
Yeah, something's already burning.
Jesus.
Oh! It's my Kleenex. Shit! I almost caught that on
Still
fire.
throw in the trash can, still hot.
No,
You
it's
might
fine.
wanna...
It's fine. It's fine. Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Something's Burning. I'm here with the Comedy Store podcast, Rick Ingraham, Eleanor Kerrigan.
Very exciting.
It's so good to have you guys.
Thank you.
When was the first time you set foot in the Comedy Store?
Mine's
First time I
one.
stepped foot was over Christmas break of 2001.
Really?
And I was 20 and I couldn't get in. And I met a comic up there and he was just like, it's the Comedy Store. You don't have to be of age. We can just go in. And I was like, cool.
That's not true at all,
Yeah.
just so you know.
And we walked, John Caparillo was working the back door. And he's like, hey, you got an ID? And Freeze Love was the comic I was with. And he was like, we ain't got IDs. And we just walked in and no one stopped us.
Well, John's not going to do security
What
at
was
that
this,
point.
Tombstone? We ain't got IDs. We're here to gamble and see Maud about a debt she owes us.
Show us where the whores are.
Right this way, sir.
Were you doing comedy at the time?
Yeah, I just started. And,
Where did you grow up?
I grew up Kansas City.
For real?
Yeah.
That makes so much fucking sense with your face.
Yeah.
Wait,
I've
what?
been told
you
that
have
before.
you have such a Midwest smile.
Yeah, people
you have
always-
such a you should have been a lawyer from the Midwest who ends up doing tax work out here.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have been a better path for me. But yeah, people always go, when you walked out on stage, you looked like you were so nice, like this nice Midwest guy, and then you were just this huge dick. It's about tricking them. That's really the secret.
It's trickery.
They want to think I'm nice.
So you were doing stand-up, but did you start in
Yeah, I started doing open mics at Stanford & Sons in Kansas City.
I always wanted to do
Have
that.
you worked for him? You
No,
never worked for
there's
him?
a ton of clubs that you really, really want to get into when you're young.
Yeah.
And then they won't have anything to do with you. They're almost outright rude to you. And then when you get enough success, they hit you up and they're like, yo, we're big fans. We've always been fans. We got to get you there. And we're like, and you're like, yeah. Hey, you only seat 180?
Right.
And they're like, where the fuck were you when I needed you in my career? I really didn't know there was other comedy clubs other than the Comedy Store when I started comedy.
Oh, wow.
Like I thought you needed to have a comedy store in your city. So when I went to New York, I was like, where's the Comedy Store here? And they were like,
LA.
we don't have one. And I was like, what's the club? And they're like, oh, Catch a Rising Star. And I was like, oh, I'd heard of that. Because you'd heard of that on TV and stuff. And I went, it was the day they were closing it. And I was like, so comedy's dead?
Comedy's over.
And they're like, oh, there's 9 other clubs. Go to the Boston Comedy Club. You're a meathead. You'll fit in there.
It's closed now, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a wine bar now. It was next to a fire station. And all the
That
guys,
makes sense.
we hung out with those guys every fucking night. All the guys, firemen would just sit and break balls on the street with us. And they all died in 9/11. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know. You don't even realize, little things like that. Like, I went back and I was like, hey, where are all the guys? And they're like, they're all dead.
They're not there.
And you're
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Yeah,
That was a great way to
intense.
take this.
This is great. What's for dinner?
I bring
Who wants macaroni balls?
It's a good thing you're making comfort food.
I bring darkness everywhere I go.
Wait, when was the first time you stepped into the Comedy Store?
I stepped in there in March 1993. I got a job as a waitress. Yeah, so I'm 21 at the Comedy Store. I didn't want to do comedy. I had no idea what I knew of comics.
Yeah.
But I never been to a live comedy show that I never went to a club. I saw Seinfeld at a theater, but I've never been in a
Wait,
comedy
what was
club.
the first comedy show you ever saw?
The first
Wasn't
comedy
it
show I
in
ever went to
college?
was an open mic.
Oh.
And
And you participated?
yeah, the first one I ever was at, I was.
That's ballsy as fuck. Hey guys, I'm not really certain what this art form is, but I'm pretty sure I could do it.
Well,
That's
a
confidence.
guy I
Kansas City
knew
confidence.
told me, he goes, hey, I did comedy, and I said, what? And he goes, yeah, I did the open mic, and in my mind I'm like, you're not funny. And so then he goes, yeah, I got 3rd place, and I was like, sign me up. If you can get 3rd, I'm in. So yeah,
it was
they did like a
competition?
contest every week.
Jesus.
And it was, of course, the classic,
Ooh, then
we'll
we
do
should-
round of applause, and so it's just the one asshole who brought 40 people.
Well,
It
that
sucks,
was
but-
me when I started. Today we are making deep fried mac and cheese balls and it's on. Oh, fuck.
That's the thing that burnt the napkin. What's wrong with you?
I wasn't even thinking. We are
Do you
all.
get
Whoa,
burnt
that is hot
every
as
time?
shit. Can you see what? That's smoke. We are making. And we are making waffle iron corn dogs. These are going to be fucking phenomenal. These are going to be great. You know why? There's not a lot. It's going to be so easy. We're going to slice up the corn dogs. We're going to make the cornmeal. We're going to place it in, put the corn dogs in, cover it, flap it. Whonk. I think about one meal we've made probably once a week. It was the fucking McGriddle. We made homemade McGriddles one time that are phenomenal.
Greatest invention of all time, according to Comedy Store manager.
Who's
There was an argument being had at the Comedy Store like 10 years ago between random comics, greatest invention of all time. And it
Of
basically
all time.
came down to the internet versus television and how it impacted society. And one of the managers, a guy named Richie, walks up and he goes, "What are you guys talking about?" And we go, "Greatest invention of all time." And he goes, "McGriddle." And we were like, "What?" And he goes, "The McGriddle. At McDonald's, they put the syrup in the pancake. Done deal. Done deal. Done deal." Oh,
Internet,
obviously,
no
yeah.
big deal.
While I cook for you, you guys tell me stories. I also want to talk about your diabetes because I'm afraid I'm getting fucking the
He's type 1.
I know I'm the one that you get it from being fat, I think.
You're getting two?
Yeah.
You're a tour?
Yeah, I'm getting auntie diabetes.
Auntie?
I like
Yeah.
to describe it
called
as
the sugars.
the kind God gives you and the kind you give yourself. Those are
Yeah.
the...
Well, okay, hold on. First off, can you eat everything I'm cooking?
Yeah, I mean, I can
then he
eat
just
anything.
has to
I
give
just
a shot.
I just have to give
You
myself
just got to
a shot.
regulate your insulin?
Yeah. I give myself at least 4 shots every day
Where?
in my stomach.
Really?
What I like is that you're figuring out your future right now. Like you're
Yeah.
staring like, where? in the
All right,
woods?
here's how we make the mac and cheese, okay? Very simple. We make mac and cheese. We then chill it for an hour. We then scoop it into balls. We then dredge it into eggs, put it in our egg wash, put it in our dredge. The oil goes in there. We pop it in there, deep fry it, pops up, smash these fucking things. And then, here's the complicated part. I got to make my own roux. Do you cook at all?
A little bit, not really.
Do you cook? No?
A little bit.
Have you ever made a roux?
What's that?
I don't even know what it is.
Very simple. 2, 2, 2. That's all you got to remember. 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour. You cook them for like a minute until you don't smell the flour anymore. And then you take 2 cups of milk and pour that in slowly until it turns into your roux. Then you take 1.5 pounds of cheese. That's how we make our own roux. First meal you ever made yourself, what was it? Go.
Probably hot dogs or...
Oh.
I mean, I'm from Kansas. I'm simple, so...
Pig in a blanket.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Frog in a hole. Frog in a hole. You know frog in a hole?
No.
Frog in a hole?
Is that where you put the egg in the bread?
Dude.
Yeah.
That's not
Delicious.
what we call that.
What did you call it?
Eggs and bread.
They weren't very
It wasn't a
creative in
name.
Philly.
It's
Philly.
South Philly. It was
Hey,
an Italian
hey,
dish.
oh, look at him, his fancy pants calling it a frog in a hole. You mean egg in a bread?
Frog.
You want it with or without?
What's the frog?
The frog's the egg. You never made one of those? They're
Yes,
fucking,
a million times.
They're my
Never
favorite things
called it
in the
that.
world.
Yeah, me too.
I have actually spent probably a very abnormal time on YouTube watching other people make them.
And do they all call it that?
Perfecting?
Because I've never
It's
heard
frog
that
in the hole
name.
across the. Dude, one of the best ones ever is by Molly Baz. Shout out to Molly Baz, one of my favorite cooks over
Okay.
at Bon Appetit. Molly
So-
Baz made an egg sandwich that got my dick hard. It
Okay.
was, it was one of the best sandwiches I've ever had where I kind of fell in love with her. Do you know when you meet a girl and then you're like, you ever fall in love for a reason where you go, I know this isn't real love, but it will make it last through the summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's usually when their dick gets hard when I cook something. That's right there, I'm in love.
True love is what you guys are talking
True.
about.
Yeah, we're talking about true love. There was a girl one time that I dated, and I just liked the idea that her feet smelled. She packed bowls with her thumbnail. Like there was something sexy about it.
What?
She didn't give a fuck about things.
The combo.
Yeah.
Smelly feet, and what was the
Just
thumb?
she was on her feet all day, and her feet kind of smelled. There's like I don't know. There was something cool about her.
I mean, that's like
She had floppy tits though.
her feet smelling makes
not
it so
sure where
you
to go
feel
with this.
better than her, I think. That's like picking up a chick when she's picking up her dog shit.
Okay, when you make mac and cheese, you should definitely stir it right off the bat.
What happened? Is
'Cause
it
this
all
is
stuck?
all stuck to the fucking bottom. God damn it.
Do you cook for your family?
Hardcore.
Really? Does your wife like to cook, or she doesn't cook?
My wife is, she's not a very good cook.
Okay.
She's a redneck, so she can make redneck meals, but she can't like Like anything a little, she'll burn the fuck out of a steak. She will make chicken that tastes like shoe leather from Ireland in the 1800s. Like just horrific.
The good old days.
But my wife, she's got great tits.
There you
See?
go.
I'm in a very misogynistic mood lately.
I feel that, by the way.
My daughters-
Sitting here uncomfortably.
My daughters are calling me out for being misogynistic because I stand like this a lot. And they go, hey, Mr. Patriarchy, dial it down. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
So
You stand like that a
That
lot.
stance is anti-woman.
I guess.
I got to start standing like
Did you
that.
hear about the new four-handed condoms?
What?
Yep, I just saw it in the news today. They made
What's
consent
happening
condoms.
right now? Am I being
They made
punked?
what?
No, consent condoms.
Consent condom.
That in order to open it, you had to use four hands to open it so that
Two people have to get involved,
So-
or
so
two
two
creepers.
guys. Two guys that want to rape one girl can just put their fingers.
yeah, theoretically
move
it doesn't help with gang rapes, no.
Yeah.
But I don't know if guys wear condoms.
In a gang rape. Well, it's traceable.
You can.
Yeah.
What if you're a bad person but you want to be safe?
That's what's wrong with this world is that our brains as comics are fucking free to go there and it makes
Yeah.
us laugh.
Yeah.
It always
It
is.
makes us
It
the
takes
darkest
that to make us laugh.
The darkest things make me laugh so fucking hard. Like, and not like cruel things, but the darkest things make me laugh.
That's
and then
Same.
I go, what kind of person lives in a world where where they don't hear that and go, whoa, like,
Yeah.
like, gong.
Yeah, because normal people would be like, "What a monster."
My black friend the other day said to me, "Can I tell you
My
a racist
black
joke?"
friend.
My black friend, his name's imaginary.
Okay.
He said, "Can I tell you a racist joke? You're not gonna be offended." And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I go, I've heard it before. And he told me a racist joke, but it was a joke I had heard told about Mexicans.
Ah,
Or no, I know he told me the joke and it was told about Mexicans, but I heard it told about black people.
people,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I laughed. And I go, I'd heard of that originally about black people. And he was like, huh? I was like, what do you mean, huh?
Yeah, you
He's
just
like,
rewrote.
why would they say that about black people? I go, I'm sure the Mexican would say the exact same thing you're saying right now to you. It's a racist fucking joke.
You rewrote it.
I tried to write this as a joke the other day.
Okay.
I never thought I'd let a dude suck my dick until I let that black guy tell me a racist joke. Because I don't want to hear a racist joke. First of all, I don't want to hear a joke, right?
Right.
Ever.
No, ever. I don't
Yeah.
really ever want to hear a joke. Let alone do I want to hear a racist joke, because I've probably already heard it, and I'm not going to find it humorous because I don't
may
find
have
it
wrote
connective.
it.
And I don't find it applicable. But I let him tell me that racist joke, and halfway through I'm just going, this is how it would break down if a guy tried to suck my dick in a steam room, kind of like confrontation. He'd be like, hey, you mind if I...
Hold on.
I'd be like, hold on.
Wait a second. You have a location set for the blowjob?
Yes.
That's the only place I'm getting into gay shit.
Like you have it all planned out. I like it.
It was
On a
like, I would
camping
never let
trip.
it happen, but if it did, it would be in a steam room.
Oh, you're checking to
Wait,
see
how
if they're
old
done.
were you when you lost your virginity?
19.
Nice. How old were you?
18?
Really? I did not see that.
Yeah.
What happened?
You thought I was early?
Much early.
Much earlier.
15 or 15.
Well, I was getting
Philly?
felt up a lot. Catholic schoolgirl.
That
A
was
lot
your
of dry
thing?
humping. Yeah. One of my Marios. It was uncomfortable. But yeah.
She's got a gang of Marios.
Wait, why do you have to say
Wait, how many Marios have you hooked up with?
3.
Really?
Just date it. Like it's Philly. It's South Philly.
Jennifer.
That's yours?
I got 5 Jennifers.
Ooh.
Yeah, what's your name?
I don't think I've ever
He's
doubled
not
up.
consistent.
Wouldn't that be great if he was like licorice? I was in the black
She
chick.
was always special.
What if he was like Dave?
I'm impressed with your roux making. Your wrist. You got a good wrist.
Thank you so
Nice
much. I
and
wish I
limp.
weren't literally profiled with my fucking fat ass stomach trying to cook, but all right, I'm gonna mix in my milk right now
Oh
to my
my
roux.
God, I'm so proud of you. This is amazing.
I know, I'm doing it
Do you have to
left-handed.
do it slow? Okay.
You have to do it slow because you don't want to break your roux. I don't know if that's actually a thing.
It isn't, but I like that you made it up.
By the way, I should switch hands and stir with my right and pour with my left. Favorite comedian that's not famous coming out of the store? Who is it?
The first thing that comes to my mind is a guy named Jim Painter.
Oh, yeah,
Who
yeah.
was
Jim Painter.
he was a door guy when I was a door guy in the early 2000s, and he was absolutely maniacal.
Did you ever
and
meet him?
No.
Brilliant, and he looked like a demon, and he might have been an actual serial killer,
Maybe.
but
Really?
he
What happened to him?
he just kind of had a breakdown and left and just quit doing comedy.
Yeah, it got to him. Plus, he would have gotten in a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't
He
fly
would've gotten-
in today's
right now.
standards, but especially if he just kept going darker the way he was.
Give me an example
He-
of something dark.
he had a joke about how he kept
picture.
photos in his
Yeah.
wallet because his biggest pet peeve was when people would show him pictures of his kids. So this is back before everyone had phones.
Right.
So people
You have to
carried
pull out a
pictures in their
wallet.
wallets. And so his joke was that he carried pictures of himself masturbating so that he had something to show people who showed him their kids. And it just went through it just kept getting darker. It was like,
Can you do a little? I
He's
know
like,
it.
here's Billy playing soccer. He'd be like, oh, you like that? Here's a picture of me outside of my neighbor's window.
and it just kept progressing. And then
Oh, it was awful,
the tag
but
was,
Jimmy, you're gonna love this one. Take a look at a picture of little Susie on her first trip to the beach. You like that, Bob? You're gonna love this one. This is a picture of me watching little Susie on her first trip to the beach.
and the comics in the room were all dying.
Oh, we would go crazy.
And the people in the audience were looking around like, someone notify the authorities. This
Yeah.
guy is
And this was,
inappropriate.
geez, how long? Because I was still a waitress and not doing comedy at all.
This is
So this had to be-
2003, 2004
Yeah.
maybe.
And so he just kind of gave up. Was like, fuck this business.
I think it was just too much.
yeah,
a lot of shit.
He was there, and then he said he was quitting working there, and then he just basically quit comedy altogether.
Really?
He was just one of those dudes where he was so funny. He would try his crazy jokes out on you.
Yeah.
'Cause, lots of comics will do it, and it's almost always annoying when they're like,
Always.
hey. Or if like they try and act like it's not a bit, and then you see him doing it on stage, and you're like, oh, this asshole. But Painter, there was no hiding it, because when he would try out jokes in mid-conversation, he would suddenly hold an invisible microphone,
Shut the fuck up.
and he'd be like talking to you, and he'd be like,
Hey, what about this?
and then he would go into it, and you're like, wait, are you doing a bit right now? And he's like,
Yeah. You think it'll work?
and you're like, no one's gonna like that.
What? But it's a great bit.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we would fight a lot because he slept with a lot of my wait staff.
Was he good looking?
No,
So
not at all.
Picture like a young Skeletor.
Oh, wow. That
But-
sounds awesome.
But
but-
then he would call the waitress out while he was on stage, like things that she
Which
did.
we loved, and
What?
Eleanor
He would
hated it.
talk. Wait, say that
Yeah,
again?
and I'm the boss of the waitresses, technically, whatever.
There'd be 3 to 6 people in the Comedy Store at that point. That was the audience.
Yeah, we were
That's
the
how
dead
big it would
years.
get.
So those were the dark years.
Oh yeah.
the
And so-
real dark.
Yeah, I mean, every day when I went to work there, I was like, building's gonna be closed when I get there. But we would be doing the show, and Painter would be on stage, and the waitress that he slept with and was now on bad terms with would come in to serve the 5 people. And he'd be like,
You guys see that waitress? The one who looks like she's got a horse's tail for hair?
and everyone was just like, there's only one waitress.
like-
Like, oh, I'm so clear.
Well, she shit in my bed.
And everyone would be like, what? And
And then she would throw her tray down and come crying to me.
then Eleanor had to take the waitress's side because that was, who she was sticking
With a
up for.
straight
then.
face, by the way.
Really?
I couldn't do, yeah, it was hard. He's like, yeah, it's true. And I'm like,
Yeah, that was always the
why,
defense.
who
It,
cares?
it did happen.
It did happen.
I'm being honest.
I'm like, who cares if it happens? She's waiting tables. This is our only money coming into the
You just
club.
said you shit in your bed.
Yeah. And now those people are going to tip her because she shits her in the bed? Like, that's crazy.
This show is sponsored by DraftKings. We're heading into the final round of the NBA playoffs, and there is still plenty of time to get in on the action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. Right now, all new customers who deposit just $5 get a no-sweat bet up to $1,500. Get a bonus bet back in the amount of your original bet if your first bet doesn't hit. That's right. New customers who deposit just $5 will get a no-sweat bet up to $1,500. DraftKings has got something for the returning customers as well. Score a no-sweat NBA bet. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. How much fun is Anthony Edwards to watch playing basketball? How much fun is Anthony Edwards? If you give me, all I need is Anthony Edwards and DraftKings, and you got my night is covered. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code BURNING and deposit just $5 and get a no-sweat bet up to $1,500. That's promo code BURNING only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
What's the quickest you've ever seen someone come in and out of the Comedy Store but leave a mark?
Ooh,
Whew.
I got one.
Yeah, go for it.
Chris Tucker.
In and
out. He
What do
was
you mean?
probably within like 2.5 years, he became a superstar.
Really?
Yeah, I never saw anything that fast. I've seen a lot of people come and go at the store, but I mean, he was making $10 million a picture, I think, within almost 3 years, a little under 3 years. But he made a mark, and then he stopped coming because he got so big.
Right.
Do you think you'd ever do that? I was talking to someone about that, about guys who get so big they just go,
Oh no, he was on tour, and then he got swept up because my first ex-fiance used to be his booking agent, so he was on tour
first
for.
ex-fiance.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I like that.
I
No, I
have a
like
few of
that. I
those.
like the ring
I
of
have
that.
a few of those.
I have an example. I have a similar one. The first time I lost my virginity.
Okay.
That's a beautiful.
Yeah.
I've lied about that.
No, I didn't lie about it. I just did it poorly. I got on top of her.
So that don't
And
count
was
then.
done within a matter of seconds.
Did it
And
even
then
go inside?
Oh, I totally had an orgasm.
Yeah, but
And then
I
she
know
looked
you
at
had
me
an
and said,
orgasm.
"Are you gonna put it in?"
Thank you.
And my dick was between her butt cheek and the bed.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's
it was
safe
fucking-
sex.
Yeah, it was. But then I had sex with her after.
Oh yeah.
After I've compromised the condom. That's like saying, "Hey, you want to go on a hike?" You're like, "Yeah, let me jump in the river with my shoes real quick." I think that'll work. I think I just made a badass fucking root. Is it a bechamel? What is this?
A what?
Is this a bechamel?
A bechamel? Is that a real thing? You're
I
looking
actually
at us like
Fucking
we
lose.
cook.
You're gonna lose your goddamn fucking minds on this.
I make steakums with cheese whiz.
Dude,
like,
look at
what
this.
you're saying is insane to me.
That's the cheese.
That's nice. That's a good texture.
Look at
That is good.
I just made that from scratch.
I like that you backed
Simple.
up like it was
This
bubbling
is
lava.
this is like a legit something's burning. Like this is one where I'm gonna win a Webby. I'm a little pissed that I didn't get nominated for a fucking. Well, don't tell me. We. Bill Burr's there. Oh, it's his company. All of a sudden, fucking driving with bills. Oh, fucking come on. Anyway, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look
Yeah,
at
that's
this.
pretty good.
That's
Look at
nice,
that.
yeah.
That is 2 tablespoons flour, 2 tablespoons butter, and 2 cups of milk, and then a pound and a half of cheese. And then what you do is you just dump this shit in.
Whoa.
Don't-
Not
don't-
with your hands. Thank you.
Yep.
Perfect.
Figuring out how to do this now, on the fly.
You saw in
I
person.
I would have taken it straight from the claw. I don't care.
Okay, pour that in the way you see fit. What's this one?
You want me to do it?
That's, I don't know.
That's double dipping.
Don't know what
What's
either of
happening
those
right
are.
now?
Pour them in. Just dump them in.
Rick,
Go
just
for it.
pour it. Fuck
Just
it.
pour them in.
I don't care what it is. I
Put
guarantee
some
it's
salt
delicious.
there too, maybe. And then
You're gonna move this
how
around,
hot? How
right?
hot do you like it? How
Hot?
spicy?
Not too much.
Yeah, okay, not too much, not too much.
I mean, I'm
There
ghetto,
we
but
go,
not. Oh, wait a
there
minute.
we
Oh,
go,
that's
there
not
we
me.
go.
Oh.
Eleanor, that's like 3 pounds of mac and cheese. You're gonna put
Yeah.
a little flavor in there.
And that's gonna be perfect. My kids could eat this. All right, a little sampler, huh? Tell me what you think before we put it in the fridge.
All right.
This looks so good.
Mac and cheese I could live off of. I'm like a toddler. But not the way we
Do you
just did
cook for your kid? How old's your daughter?
She's 2.5. I do. My wife doesn't cook, so
Your wife doesn't cook?
I had
It'd be
to-
great if you're like, she has no arms.
You know her?
I only date quadriplegics. That's my thing.
Oh, God.
All right, that's perfect.
You put it back.
My bad.
Eleanor,
I'm done.
That's the
We're
flavor. I always eat my mac and cheese with a dash of Bert. That's my thing.
Is this clean? Not at all.
Not that you care.
Are you a clean person? Like a clean freak?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit.
What's the one part of your house that you say you're the proudest of? Like when you people, you're like, oh, if they take a shit in my bathroom, they won't see any floaters. Or
Wait, that's the standard we're going
that's
for?
my standard. You know how much no one in my family flushes because we have those bidets. And there's a weird thing about a bidet is once you hit a bidet and it sprays you, part of you is like, I'm done, and you just walk away from it. So everyone leaves shit in our toilet except for my
No.
wife, and my daughters.
So
It's just me, really. It's just me, really. If we're going to be honest, I walk away from it. Okay, this goes in the fridge for 1 hour.
Okay.
chill for an hour.
Chill for an hour.
Whoa, that's a loaded fridge.
Time lapse. And then look at that.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, now what we do is we make our dredge. Very easy. You ready?
I forgot about the corn dogs.
We're going to bring this over here. This is going so smoothly.
What do we do?
I'm
What
almost concerned.
What do we do?
So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you guys take this scooper right here
Come on,
and
Corey.
get yourself manageable size balls, okay? then rub
make
them in
the
here
balls.
into this thing, then dredge them. I'll show you exactly what to do.
Does this
we
have
gotta
to
wait
be
for this to get
beat?
out. Yeah, it does need to be beat. Can I just use your thing? You don't have AIDS
No.
or anything, right?
No.
Ooh, take that out. Take that out that I said AIDS.
Let's
Put in
get a new
cancer.
one.
Take
Let's
that
get a
name
new
out.
one.
Okay, we'll just get a new one.
Clean free. I'm kind of offended that Eleanor thought
Yeah.
my
I
fork was
skeeve
so
everything.
disgusting.
I'm
You skeeve
sorry.
everything?
Yeah.
When you make out with someone, have you ever made out with someone with bad breath?
Yeah, and I immediately stopped and left.
Are you
Just
serious?
Walked away. That's
Jeez.
Now, would that like
So bougie.
if you were gonna have sex with one male celebrity, who would it be?
male celebrity.
No
I think I
comment.
already did. I can't think who.
I'll give you my list of who I
Stallone.
would.
Stallone.
Am I-
That's my
for real?
boyfriend. Stallone. Look how mad Rick gets.
Just the worst.
First Blood.
Blood is
Rambo
amazing.
One
was
of
a
the best
great movie.
movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
But Rocky is one of the most overrated movies that ever existed.
No, it
Here we go.
isn't.
This is
Can
what
you
we're
help
doing.
me with that?
What's that, Rocky? Hold on, I'm
Overrated?
sorry, did you say Rocky is one of the most overrated movies
Thank
you've ever
you.
seen?
Yeah.
What
Terrible.
the fuck are you talking? Defend yourself. Defend yourself to America right now.
Right
Listen,
now.
the only way to describe this is going to be on PC, but Rocky is as if a retarded person wrote a movie and then they were like,
You're gonna
what if
pick
we
on a
got a
man.
retarded person to play the part? And
The
then they made a
man was
movie.
born paralyzed on the left side of his face.
Well,
You're going to hold him accountable for that?
His brain
He-
is paralyzed on both sides because it is terrible. And then they have the
I'm not
boxing
laughing
scenes.
at you.
And anytime someone goes, oh, but the boxing scenes, I go, there isn't a single second of defense in the entire movie. It's
Okay, he
literally-
does
it's-
fight with his face
It's
a
just
little bit
guys
for at
standing
least
there
10
getting
rounds.
punched and then taking turns getting punched. The only Rocky movie that's
You're not
even
even
acceptable
feeling-
to watch.
Oh, you're from Philly. That's why you
From
can't
South
stand
Philly.
this.
Yeah.
That's like talking about Goodwill Hunting to Bill Burr.
That's like a documentary for us, Rocky.
Yes.
Like, I don't understand.
They are not cool with my very honest opinion that.
That gave all your Marios hope. One day that could be
You
me.
hear I said that? Mario, the way it's pronounced.
That's gross. Where are you? I thought you were from Philadelphia,
My
too.
whole family's
Ish.
from Philly, yeah.
Who taught you to say Mario?
I don't know. I grew up in Tampa, so
Oh, that's
I'm saying it like
disgusting.
it's a Cuban
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, we say Mario.
Mario.
And he makes fun of it.
I can't believe you picked Stallone. So gross.
Who would you, if you could have sex with one female
Female.
celebrity, who would it be?
Oh, it's female now? I was thinking about which male.
Okay, what male would you do?
Obviously Val Kilmer, because I'm a
Okay,
decent
see.
person.
Obviously, Val Kilmer. All right, I think they're ready. You ready?
Yeah.
Take it, flip it around in the egg, get it all nice and dredged, and then dump it in here. And then toss this, I'm not doing it right,
No,
but
no, you're not.
it looks like this.
That,
You could probably pick the ball up and turn it over.
yeah.
I guess no, yeah.
Don't
yeah,
do
yeah,
that?
yeah. I don't know.
It's
Never
gonna
done
stick
this.
better.
Did we get
I've
it?
breaded chicken before like this, so.
Same.
Fucking shit.
Damn it.
Jeez.
He's got his toes
You
out.
ready?
It's so nauseous.
I can't believe he's cooking with the shirt on. That's,
I know, right?
seems out
But
of
we're
character.
frying today, so I
Yeah.
figured.
What started the shirt off
Yeah,
phenomenon?
that's good.
You know, to be honest with you, it was I would just get on the road and I'd just be like kind of bummed that I was away from my family and everything, and so it was a way to make myself giggle. Like I started doing it and I just thought it was funny. What do I flip these fucking things with? I did it and I just thought it was funny, and so I would take my shirt off and kill a beer and then put my shirt back on.
Okay.
And then one night, I took it off and left it off, and I went to throw it back on. This lady, I was in Columbus, she goes, "Keep it off." And I was like, "Really?" And she goes, "Keep it off." And I kept it off the whole time. I was working with a comic that I respected. I can't remember who it was. It was a guy I respected, and he goes,
It's good that you respected him, though.
"Dude, you just did your whole set with your shirt off." I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "I couldn't do a joke with my shirt off, and you did your whole set with your shirt off." And I thought it was kind of funny. And in a weird way, I thought, if I could do stand-up with my shirt off,
You do stand
and
up
it works, and then I bet I could do stand-up with my shirt on. It'll definitely fucking work.
Right.
But then I did it so much that when I went to go do my special, I hadn't done stand-up with my shirt on in
A
like
while, yeah.
in like 9 years. And
Yeah,
so I was
they
like,
went crazy when you take it off at the store. They go crazy.
yeah, I think some comics kind of bothers them. I don't
Well,
blame
I
them.
know who wouldn't go crazy from it.
Who?
Mitzi.
Oh, she would
She would
fucking.
throw you right out the front door.
Yeah. Well, you never perform with your shirt off?
I don't think so.
It's fun as fuck. Like
Right.
it really
what if
does
everybody
loosen you
started
up.
doing it?
A
Would
lot of
that
people
piss you off?
I guess. I mean, I don't personally care because I think a lot of people do it. Think it's done as more of like a.
It's like an
it's
homage.
I'll tell you what. I was at the Ice House one time, and someone came in. They're like, "Bert, guys in the room doing your act," and I was like, "What?" And I walked in, and it was just a guy with his shirt off. I go, "That's not. I didn't.
That's not my act.
That doesn't
my
define me.
act. I do a lot more than just take my shirt off. Although that is the main gist of it." Mitzi would have hated it. That's so
Oh my God,
fucking
but
funny.
she fired a guy who was really funny. He was really funny.
For what? For
Because
taking his shirt off?
and his shoes.
Well, that's.
That's disgusting.
Fucking.
What kind
In
of
the main
animal?
room.
He took his shoes off on stage.
In the main room.
Are
Boy,
we
I'm
having friends come
terrible.
over? We just gotta try these.
I don't know.
I'm cooking this really hot.
Yeah, they're burnt. But that's okay because it's burning the germs out.
I'm gonna try a little hot sauce.
I
You want
don't.
to try one?
Not with hot sauce.
Here, pick the one. You got one. You guys pick first.
I'm excited about
You
that.
picked the one I wanted. Huh?
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
joking. Here.
It
You
was the
two,
only-
you
Little
two
hot
and your
sauce?
least burned.
It's not that hot.
It's not cold.
It's not cold, but it's not
Not
that
bad.
hot.
That's tasty.
Hey, Krista?
I've been working on a new bit I call Unpopular Thoughts.
Okay.
And one of the things that I have an unpopular thought is I think street tacos in LA are not as good as Taco Bell.
You know what? I'll agree with that.
Taco Bell's so fucking good.
It's delicious.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Yeah.
I've never eaten there.
My problem with street
that bad?
tacos is I don't like traditional Mexican tacos. Like I don't want chicken with cilantro and onions.
Yeah,
I want a taco
Which
the way I
is
learned about
chicken
it in
with what?
Kansas, which is chicken with lettuce and cheese and
Also,
salsa.
white bread. Yeah.
The way
The
Taco
way
Bell
white
makes
people.
it.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
that's the way white people took it and changed it.
Oh yeah, my daughters had only had authentic Mexican food and weren't huge fans. And then we went to Taco Bell and they're like, "Oh, this is
So
fucking
much
amazing."
better.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's made for your palate, of course." My daughter the other day called me and she goes, "Hey, Dad." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "I'm on the road." She goes, "Is that a mirror in your pocket?"
Oh.
I said, "What?" She goes, "Is that a mirror in your pocket?" I said, "No." And she goes, "Because I see myself in your pants." I go, "What the fuck is that?" She goes, "It's a pickup line." I go, "Isla, you don't do them to your dad." I go, "That's disgusting." She goes, "Well, I got a couple more I was going to run by you." I go, "No." "No, we're good."
No.
She goes, "Are you a beaver?" I go, "No, Isla, stop." I go, she goes, "Because damn." I'm like, ugh. All right.
How old is she?
I don't know. How old's your daughter?
She's 2.5.
Ooh, you're in the fucking thick of it.
Oh,
It's
boy.
it's an interesting time. She talks back about everything.
Repeats everything.
Yeah,
right?
repeats everything. Hit me the other day where she's potty training now, and so that's been tough because I just feel like I have no idea what I'm doing because I don't, and so I'm encouraging her, and she goes in the bathroom and she'll sit in there sometimes for like 30 minutes, and I just let her go because I don't know what else to do, and I hear her talking. She goes, "Daddy, I did poopy," and I go, "What?" I go run in. I go, "Oh my gosh, that's great! Oh, look at that, an enormous dump." I didn't think about it. And then maybe 5 hours later, my parents want to FaceTime, and I'm talking to my parents on FaceTime. They go, "How's Julia's potty training going?" And I go, "It's all right. She's still going in her diaper a lot, but we're having some successes." And she comes over and she goes, "Julia has 17 boogers and took an enormous dump." And I was like, she's a listener. She's listening, I guess.
She's listening. Good.
So she hears it.
It's scary, but yeah. She's
But yeah, everything is no. If she's coughing, she just started going to daycare, preschool.
Yeah.
So she's been sick a lot. I'll go, "If you cough, you got to cover your mouth." "No." I'm like, "No, you just have to. It's the nice thing to do." "Not nice." I go, "What? I'm not nice." I go, "That's your defense? Is you're not going to do it because you're not nice?"
That's Daddy's daughter.
Yeah.
That
it
is. What's your wife like?
She's real quiet, but pretty dark.
She's
She's
Israeli.
that.
she's Israeli, so
She's Israeli?
yeah.
Oh, how sexy. Does your daughter look Israeli too?
My daughter looks exactly like my wife. Like could be a clone with slightly lighter hair.
Really?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when her hair gets crazy, people go, "Oh, she looks like you." And I go, "Oh, because neither of us brushed our hair." Okay.
What's it like? What's your day like? You just wake up and you go, "What's Eleanor want to do
That's
today?"
right. All day.
The drain.
Unless I'm at my mother's house, and then all my brothers and sisters that have kids bring their kids.
Oh yeah, because you got
And
tons
throw 'em at me.
of nieces and nephews.
It's your turn. Get to know your kids. And I'm like, ugh.
And she's great. I mean,
I love them.
I hear her saying this, knowing that she is basically the only person who babysits my kid. So
But
now
I
I
do
feel
love hanging out with kids, but I don't, as long as I can give them back.
My sister's like that. My sister.
Does she have kids?
No, but she is. When I say a doting aunt, like I think part of me goes, I'm glad she didn't have kids because it would take away from what my kids get to experience with her. Like she's just awesome at just being.
she's not
an
burned
aunt.
out on kids from
Yeah, she's not
having
dead
to deal
inside.
with her own.
Yeah.
It looks a little dry.
It's a lot dry. What
looks
is it?
like-
What does the thing say? Why don't we just read the thing? It needs a third cup of milk. We're using the vitamin D shit.
Do you measure? Or you just?
I can eyeball it.
My mom does that. I'm like, how much?
The
is
best
this?
chefs in the world eyeball it.
Yeah, I can eyeball it.
Let's see you eyeball it. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Ari Shaffir's calling.
We were just talking about the other night when they were door guys. Rick, Ari, Jeff Danish, Ryan O'Neal, like they were security also,
Yeah.
which
Wow.
is terrifying.
I could breeze through that security lineup.
Yeah, we were getting paid well below
Shift
minimum
pay.
wage. I'd work from 7:30 until 3 a.m. for $25 in stage time 2 nights a week.
On stage
That's
time,
why
2
being a
nights
waitress
week.
was the only thing that was lucrative, because we got minimum wage and we made tips if we could get people in there.
Phone guys would get minimum wage, but I wasn't allowed to work the phones because they felt I had an attitude problem.
I can't believe they let Ari work the phones.
Yeah.
Oh, Mitzi loved
Mitzi
Ari.
just loved him.
You know why? 'Cause
Mitzi
he's
liked Ari?
Yeah, because he's a piece of shit, and he would manipulate her. Everybody knows he's a piece of shit, and he would get.
He really is like you have to defend him being a piece of shit so much that you actually become so comfortable with his piece of shitness that it no longer affects you at all.
Yeah.
It's almost like with the people that live with Helen Keller must have been like, oh, she's freaking out. I don't even notice it anymore.
I've often said Ari's the Helen Keller of pieces of shit. Yeah, one of the first times I hung out with Ari, he took that guy Jim Painter we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, hey, we're going down to San Diego to do shows. Do you want to go with us? And I was like, sure. It's the first time I ever hung out with a comedian.
He's brand new to the
I'd worked
LA
in the
and
Comedy
the
Store for
Store.
maybe 3 months. I'd been in LA for maybe 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
And the first night we're at the condo, I'm sitting in the living room with Jim Painter watching TV on this old box TV they had.
This might ruin your appetite. I'm just letting you know.
I can't imagine.
Ari
Unless it has to do with sucking a dick, because we're making hot dogs.
Ari comes running out of the room, no pants on,
Naturally.
fully erect,
Okay.
jerking it. And I look over, I'm just like, what is going on? And as he gets to us, because he's running at us,
Yeah.
the guy, Jim Painter, turns and sees him and he goes,
Oh my God!
and right as he's yelling and jumping up off the couch, Ari just blows his load right onto the table where I'm
This is
sitting.
an actual human.
And I'm
Onto a human.
21 years old, first time hanging out with any of my new coworkers, and all I'm thinking is, what have I done with my life to
Is there a
get here?
HR
21
department?
years old thinking, these are my coworkers.
These are the
Who do
people
I
I'm supposed to
complain
learn
to?
from.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Oh.
So then Ari,
You know, there's people outraged right now going, we need to turn him in.
and Ari turns to me and goes, oh, sorry about that. That was for Painter.
Sorry about
And I'm
that.
like, what? And he was
Sounds
like, I was
like-
trying to get semen on Painter. I'm like, oh, of course.
I think it happened.
And so then the next day we did comedy shows, and Ari went up first, and then I went up and I brought up Painter, and I got off stage, and Ari's like, we gotta go. And I was like, what? He was like, we gotta get out of here. I'm like, but Painter just got on. He was like, yep, so you can either get in my car and we're going, or you can stay here and find a ride. I'm like, what? And I'm thinking, did I do
Ahoy.
something on stage?
Yeah.
Like, what did I do we have to run out of town quickly. And then he's like, are you coming or not? I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm coming. And we went out and got in his car, and then he was like, all right, 2 years ago, Painter. And then he tells me the story about how Painter crossed him 2 years ago, and he's
he's
been
getting
planning
him
his
back.
revenge for 2 years.
Oh, I'm
when
getting
he
chill bumps.
when he
He
least
left him.
expected it. And so
When
then
he least expected it.
so then we're down, Ari and I are driving back. I'm like, what's going on? He hands me a sheet of paper that has the whole thing explained. And Ari had given the sheet of paper to every doorman at the La Jolla Comedy Store. And he said, as soon as Painter gets off stage, hand him this. And it literally was just like, I know you thought you wrote a letter to Mitzi, but really you gave it to Duncan, and Duncan gave it to me. And it was like they had smeared shit on Bobby Lee's car.
Naturally.
Like Ari took a shit, and then they smeared it on the door handles so that when Bobby Lee opened his car, he would get Ari's shit on his hand. And so...
It's just another night at work.
Yeah, and it was all because Painter had peed on Bobby Lee's car. And so this was the payback. Juvenile, sophomoric.
Yeah.
You pee on my car, we wipe shit on yours. And so Duncan, just thinking it was fun because Bobby was so pissed, told Painter, yeah, Mitzi heard about it, she's mad, and she wants you guys to apologize. And so Painter wrote a letter to Mitzi basically saying it was all Ari, and I had nothing to do with it, and just threw him under the bus completely. And so he didn't realize that it's not actually going to Mitzi. Mitzi doesn't know that this is happening.
Nobody
It's
would
just
ever
Duncan.
give Mitzi a letter
Yeah,
like that.
it's Duncan
She
Trussell
would
just
close the
fucking with
place
people.
down.
God.
And so Duncan just gave it to Ari, and Ari was just like, that motherfucker. And then he just lied low for 2 years.
2 years. That's
Bro.
crazy.
Yeah.
There's a problem.
And so then Painter comes back.
I can't believe you left me.
I go, it was either stay and get left with you or leave.
I don't think we can be friends.
I'm like, all right. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw-
I'm friends with the guy that's been planning his revenge for 2 years. I think I'm cool.
I'm not crossing that.
Do you think
dude.
this is too thick? It'll be good. I should maybe not go over the top of it and just make it easier on myself.
Speaking of Sliced
By the way,
Alone,
I don't-
Over the Top,
Over
great
the top.
movie.
Great movie, yes.
Finally
This
combined
might
big
be too
rigs. and-
thick.
Are these beef hot dogs? What kind of hot dogs are they?
Oh no. They're
Yeah.
going to be spilling out all over the sides in a second.
Eleanor, that's cow lips and asshole.
Yes.
And
That's
it's
it.
the finest.
That's what my brothers would say. Be careful you don't bite a vein. And I was like,
Oh, for
so
real?
I never ate a hot dog. 'cause
Yeah, I
it
can
made me
see that
sick.
turning you off. Is it pouring out the sides?
Yeah,
Oh,
on
yeah.
both sides. Is that going to start a
Don't
fire?
worry about that. That's the way you want it.
Is it
Hot
really?
dog
Listen.
coming out. Oh, fuck.
Wait a minute.
Oh, this is not.
That's an omelet. That's not. That's.
This is. Don't worry, it'll pull itself together.
I like that it came here too. Anyway,
Just gotta cook it up.
This is the traditional way it's done.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Now, this was going so well this episode.
You jinxed it by saying something. Please don't cut up toward your face.
I'm cutting.
Yeah, but you went up with the knife like.
He's fine. First of all, he's a professional chef.
See?
He always cuts up. That's
Ooh,
his thing.
Actually tastes really good.
Does it?
The raw egg I maybe shouldn't have eaten.
It was originally called Cutting Up with Bert Kreischer, and they changed
Oh,
it.
that's a great fucking name.
Cutting up.
Guy's a cut up. Literally, that's how he cuts.
If you could go back in time to one era's food, meaning like the way they cooked, like back in the 50s, like, I don't know, I think a steak and a scotch, please, cigarette. Do you think that we've come forward or backwards?
I mean,
This is coming together. This is coming together.
Backwards. It's too much chemicals now. Too much
Yeah.
nonsense. Everybody wants everything so fast. Like
I would like to live on a farm in the 30s, Dust Bowl era. It's probably the worst time to be on a farm.
a lot of people
my-
don't go for Dust Bowl Farm. But that's what I like about you.
that's
You
what-
think outside the box. Hey,
outside
wouldn't
the
it be great
farm,
if for
too.
dinner tonight we had starving?
I go farm, Dust Bowl era. I'm thinking Rwanda, 1995, right around that genocide. Where they killed 800,000
Anywhere they can get a
Tutsis.
good diphtheria is really... Oregon Trail, whatever year that video game took place.
oh,
Look at this.
This is actually,
It's coming together.
it's not crispy though. I want it to be crispy.
Yeah, I think it needs a couple
Right? You want it to
more
be
minutes.
crispy. We can put a little butter on there. Watch this.
Butter. Butter is always good.
I don't think I'm allowed to have that. So
He's
I'm
a
going to try it.
diabetic.
I'm going to try it now.
How'd you
That
know
would
you were
put him in
diabetic?
shock. Oh my God, that's a terrible story.
I went into diabetic shock, and then I started losing a bunch of weight. I was down to 116 pounds,
Oh, I bet you were so hot.
and everyone was like, dude, you look like you have AIDS. Boone Shakalaka, actually, the homeless vagrant who hangs out at the Comedy Store and sells rat t-shirts, came up to me and goes, ooh, you look like you got AIDS. And I was like,
Thanks, Boom
All right, thanks,
Shakalaka.
Boom.
And he has it, so it's weird that he.
and so yeah, then I was like, oh, I'm all right. And I'd been going to doctors for a couple of years, and they just kept misdiagnosing me.
By the way, every restaurant he would go to, he would get sick, And so we all stopped going to every restaurant because like, oh, they get Rick food poisoning.
Yeah, I went on the road with Dice, and Eleanor was with us, and everything we ate, I would just start throwing up violently.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And,
Why? What was your body doing? It was
reacting.
reacting to the sugars?
I was in ketoacidosis, which is
Oh, I tried that diet.
your body basically can no longer process food because your blood sugar is so high and your body isn't producing insulin. So it just makes it super acidic. So you either
I think we try this.
you either shit it out or you throw it up. And so I would throw up about 15 times a week.
Really?
And then I spent a week in ICU at a hospital in Burbank.
Did at any
Shout
point
out.
you think this
Shout
was
out.
something Ari's doing to get back at me for something I did?
I assume
It's
the
probably
diabetes was for
Definitely.
crossing Ari.
I'm scared of
We're
this.
making another one.
Eleanor, it's going to be
It smells
delicious.
really fucking
Here,
good.
you eat it. I can only smell the ketchup.
definitely too hot.
disgusting.
Let's try one. Here. Whoa, that didn't slide off the way. This is not coming apart. Literally, hot dogs are sliding out like they're dicks in pants.
Yeah, the middle part looks like it's maybe not cooked all the way.
Oh,
But
for real?
I'm in for it.
Here, let's see. First of all, you got to go ketchup and mustard.
It's pretty tasty, though. It's just like a corn dog, but with a lot more corn.
You're very right about that. You know what would have been nice? Just a thin bit of corn batter around it.
Yeah, like a corn dog.
Like, yeah, like if you could taste the dog more than all the corn that we're tasting.
I probably would rather eat a dog than this.
Wait, where'd you grow up in Philly?
South Philly, right by the stadium.
For real?
Like a mile and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You ever get in a fist fight growing up?
You're kidding, right?
You did?
Yeah.
Really?
Like a million of them. That was my thing. I love to fight. I know it's terrible, but I have 6 brothers and 3 sisters. We all fought.
Yeah.
And if you fought one Kerrigan, you had to fight the whole family. So
Really?
it's not easy.
We're like the 4 horsemen. You don't mess around.
Yeah, or like my brothers would start get into arguments with girls and they'd be like, I'll be right back. Because they would never hit a girl.
Yeah, you can't.
And they make me fight, no matter how old, by the way.
Eleanor, fuck her up.
And my brother Johnny tried to get me to fight his girlfriend one time. She was 6'1". I was in the 5th grade, I think. I'm like, ugh.
Was he dating transgenders?
I
at the
beat
time?
the shit out of her, though.
Was it at her
6'1".
basketball
She was
game?
a big girl.
Huge Adam's apple.
He was tough.
You had to bring a ladder out to fight her? I want to just put all this butter all over all of it.
Yeah.
It smells like Christmas in
I
here.
can have as much butter as I want.
For real? What,
No
do you have to
carbs.
do keto? Do you have to eat keto?
I mean, anything with carbs, I'm going to have to give myself insulin, so.
How much do you ever like go, I don't have enough insulin for this meal? Because I'd run into that a lot.
And luckily, you don't have to give yourself that much. I quit drinking
You had to
when
quit
I got
drinking.
diabetes.
Why?
Just doctor's recommendation.
Recommendation, or did he like go, is that not a bad idea? Or he's like, oh, you have to quit drinking?
I like that you're like,
Well,
wait,
I
why
was.
did you?
I've always been dedicated, and so when I drank, I tended to drink everything, and so it was kind of
That's
like.
what a man does.
yeah.
Keep going.
Okay.
But he was basically the doctor told me when I was in the hospital. He was like, "Yeah, you got to stop that at least for a while," and then drank conservatively. I'm like, "Well, that's not happening."
Or was that just saying racial slurs under your breath?
That's right.
I drink conservatively. I don't trust women's right to vote. I think we should tell them what to do with their bodies. You know what I mean?
Would you get an electric
Just
shock?
spit at you?
No, but I'm going to let it go just a tad bit more. If you could put your life on pause and move to one country for 1 year, what country would that be?
Australia.
That's an all right one. At least they speak the Lord's language there.
Yeah, Australia's like Denver, but with a big dick.
Australians are
fucking
cool
awesome.
because, I mean, just one of the dumbest people in the world.
Australian?
Yeah. But great
that's
people.
why I get
Great
along with
people.
Great people,
Okay.
great people.
They're just-
dumb as a fucking sack of bricks.
They would never try and, like I talk about on stage, maybe 4 years now, every time there's an Australian in the audience, I ask them, hey, do you know an Australian doctor? Not one time. I've probably asked 300
They don't have
Australians.
doctors down there?
They do. They're all from Asia. They're not Australians.
That's true.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And so everyone's like, no. I had one person go, yeah. And I go, you do? You know an Australian doctor? He's like, yeah, he's like, like a chiropractor. And I went, I get it the fuck out of here. Said
Yeah,
a
but I
doctor.
mean, think about it. If you're
Yeah.
gonna get diagnosed with cancer, do you want to hear, "All right, you got cancer, mate"?
Yeah.
No, you want to be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a cancer.
Great news, you're gonna die of cancer.
oh, doesn't look good for you, does it? Oh no,
Would you take
looks
it
like
serious?
cancer's all over your body. Crikey, mate, that's gonna be a tough one to explain to the family. Oh, quick, there's a lizard. I'm gonna go catch it.
I don't know if you have a sitcom plan, but I think we
Yeah.
might have just stumbled into something.
I'm pretty excited. Ow! Fuck, that hurt. We could really do
Bert Kreischer is Australian oncologist.
There you
Australia Uncut. By the way, these look really fucking good.
go. So now there's only a hint of dog in there.
There's just a hair of dog.
What are you gonna do with that?
I'm gonna make a
What?
razzle dazzle. I think you're gonna like this. I'm glad I got just enough cornmeal.
Razzle dazzle. Are you scared?
No.
I am.
Everything he's made so far has been exquisite. 100% stuff I'm not allowed to eat, most likely, so I'm into it.
You'll be in the car shooting up after this.
Oh, yeah. If I'm not in the car shooting up, I'll be shooting up someone in a car.
Oh, Eleanor, you're gonna love this fucking thing I just made.
I can't
You
wait.
are gonna fucking, I don't know where it is. It's on the other side. You're gonna fucking love this. How's this one, good?
I'm excited. He likes
Solid.
this one.
Yo, Rachel, come in and try this and tell me if you like it, since you created it.
You created this?
This was Rachel's idea.
Ooh.
It's good, right? Yeah. It's really good. Look, oh, show the camera. You can see this hot dog inside the bite. Here, hang on, get out of here for a second. Look at the camera and look at the hot dog inside of the bite. You see
No
it?
way to treat anybody.
You see it?
Oh, that's star power.
Did you have
right
braces growing up? This is a perfect bite. I mean, this is like movie star bite.
there. Yeah, you ought to consider.
Come on in, finish your.
You ought to consider bringing her in to take a bite out of everything, just
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
aesthetic shot.
I'm gonna try a bite of this.
Did you have braces growing up?
No, I got hit in the mouth with a baseball bat when I was 11, and I lost 28 teeth, and I had 28 fake teeth.
Wow.
Yep.
On
My 11th
purpose
birthday.
you got hit with the bat?
Yeah, I was like, try it, see if it happens. No, it was an accident.
Oh, sorry. We come from different neighborhoods.
No, I was playing catcher. It was a pass ball. Threw my helmet off, grabbed the ball, threw the guy out at third. Guy brought the bat back to try to break up the play and hit me in the mouth. Knocked out all these, and then fucked up. Teeth out. So, my 11th birthday. You guys want me to put mac and cheese in there?
I mean, I'm into science, so sure.
Oh, let's do this.
Well, call my tooth mark.
I mean, that's no Rachel bite mark, that's for sure. Pretty disappointing bite mark.
How is it?
Interesting.
Interesting?
Right? It's sweet, though.
The hot dogs are better.
Oh.
Maybe a
Interesting,
combo.
right?
Maybe next time you go mac and cheese and hot dog.
Ooh.
I should put hot dogs in here. What am I fucking doing? It's not, no, this is turning out pretty nice.
It's coming around.
Of
Tell me
course.
more Ari
You
hate
got
stories.
more
Ari hates
semen
stories.
or
Was Ari here? Because
Sour
that's what
cream.
it looks like. I opened for Ari in La Jolla years ago. Mm-hmm. After the second show, this girl came up and she was dressed in like a schoolgirl outfit, short little girl with red hair. And she had this dude who basically looked like he was goth. He was wearing all black. He had like eyeliner on.
Yeah.
And she basically said to him, "Stand right there." And the guy just stood there, and I'm like, "Whoa, what is this?"
oh, this story.
And Ari's talking to all the people, and she comes up to him and she goes, "Hey, really funny show. You're one of my favorite comedians." And Ari's like, "Oh, thanks." And she goes,
I'm everybody's favorite.
You're one of the people on my list of dudes I can fuck." And goth boy's just standing in the back, just straight-laced, just thinking about things that make him cry or whatever it is he's into. And Ari's like, "Oh, that's pretty great. I'm into that." And she was like, "So, like, would you be cool with that? Like, could I come to wherever you're staying and we could fuck?" And he was like, "Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Pretty much, of course. Let's go.
So
I don't know why we wouldn't do that. Yeah.
So then he's like,
You know what? I don't need to do the rest of this. Yeah. I'm gonna leave.
yeah, that was basically what he did. He goes, "Hey, you need to get a ride on your own." And we're like, "Yeah, I see what's going on."
Yeah.
So I go have some drinks at the brew house, and then the dude takes me back to the condo, drops me off. I go upstairs, and Ari's sitting in the living room. I'm like, "So how'd it go?" And he's like, she didn't come by." I'm like, "Oh." So we're sitting there kind of talking. He's just like, well, whatever. She seemed kind of crazy. I'm like, well, yeah, clearly. She was crazy. And then she calls him.
Fuck you!
Yeah. You're one of the people on her list.
That's terrifying.
And so then his phone rings, and it's the girl. And she's downstairs. And he's like, oh, okay. So he goes down, lets her in, brings her up. And I'm just sitting on the couch. I was probably smoking weed or whatever. And she comes up, and she's like, oh, hey, you were funny too. I'm like, yeah, thanks. And she goes, my boyfriend's across the street over at Denny's if you want to go eat with him. I'm like, I'm probably good. I'm not gonna go sit with.
I'm gonna pass on that conversation.
I don't think I want to go sit with Sick Boy and find out what you guys have going on in your world. And so then I just went into the other room, and Ari and the girl hooked up, and then he came out. She left. I was like, wow, so that was pretty weird, right? He was like, I mean, I thought it was pretty great. I'm like, yeah, I guess.
Fucking what a weirdo. But why? Well, her boyfriend was eating at Denny's. Yeah, not a bad place to eat. Your girlfriend's fucking someone, why wouldn't you go to Denny's?
Is that not normal?
Yeah. All right, you ready for this?
That's solid.
This looks fucking awesome.
I don't know. Be careful. Don't get burnt.
I don't think it's going to stay together. You're going to have to dump that baby.
You think?
Oh, look at that. Professional. Wow.
Sometimes I'm smart like a fox. All right, should we try these?
I think so.
Yeah, they're crispy. Show yours to camera so someone gets an idea what a good one looks like.
Is Rick's good?
Oh, this is the
Mine
perfect
is-
one. Do you see
Mine
that?
is falling apart a little bit.
Mine is
but
too.
I like it.
All right.
Together? It's hot.
It does taste like mac and cheese.
I always say the problem with the mac and cheese I'm eating, not dry enough. But we got it.
It still needs salt.
We figured out the perfect recipe. Finally, mac and cheese that can cut my mouth.
How do you dry it up?
Second bite, even drier.
That is really horrible.
Burn the noodle nice too, so that
Yeah.
The problem
Carcinogenic.
starts out too dry and crunchy, and then you're like, oh, good rubber. That's a nice afterthought.
Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up.
Same.
What a perfect way to end the show, guys.
It's pretty greasy.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Let's pretend it's the last comic just got off stage. Let's close up the store. How does it go?
Somebody breaks in the cooler. Oh. Figure it
Shut
out.
these down.
There you
Oh,
go.
nice. All right, perfect.
Blackout.
That's the end of the night, guys. See you guys tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. Joe.
Yeah.
I'd clock out, but I'm getting $25 no matter what, so let's just leave it running.
All right, someone fix these hot dogs. Take care.
Those are on fire.
Take care, guys.
Jesus. Oh, so greasy.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.